Dr. Olufemi Oke-Osanyintolu. I'm Dr. Olufemi Oke-Osanyintolu. I'm the permanent secretary, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA.
So what's the situation right now?
Well, you can see that we are on top of the situation. There are a lot of challenges in the sense that they store highly flammable substances inside their shops. They did not keep to safety rules and regulation. However, you can see that we are combining our efforts for the fire not to spread. And what we did clearly is that we are being holistic in what we are doing, and we now move all these buildings to the next level, and we are pulling them down to zero ground to ensure, one, there is no spread of the fire, two, there is no skipping of the fire from one building to another, and we confine the fire to a certain locality, and all the first responders are on the ground ensuring safety of life and properties.
Doctor, sir, what can you say about the response time, sir?
Now, when you are looking at our response time is swift, prompt, effective and efficient. But the only challenge is that we have, and we keep on emphasizing on this, is the attitude and orientation of our people. Now, let's look at what really happened, what really caused this extensive incident. When the fire incident occurred and it affected a generator that they are loading, that they are fueling, what they did was that they, instead of them to put out the fire, to limit the fire to that generator, they threw the fire out. In the process of throwing the fire out, it involved other properties. This is not acceptable. This is not attainable. But we thank God for our aggressiveness in the way we are carrying out the response.
You talked about the fact that people were not adhering to safety protocol. Who is supposed to ensure that people enforce the enforcement of safety?
No, let me tell you something. When you are talking about this, you will look at the intrinsic factor and you will look at the extrinsic factor. The intrinsic factor is that you have to realize that disaster management, disaster is everyone's business. They have to do their bit, and that is why that all the key stakeholders have been carrying out a lot of sensitization. They've been carrying out a lot of advocacy. Now, if you look at this area, you can recall how many fire incidents that we have handled, and if you look at the etiology, it's the same etiology but different approach to it that makes it different. And now what we are saying, which is the constant factor, is the attitude and the orientation of people. This fire, as emergency experts, could have confined to an area, but what they did was that they threw out the generator. The generator hit another shop. The other shop has flammable substances, and the fire started spreading.
Okay, Doctor, sir, by extension, the Lagos State Fire Service you're also part of the Lagos State Fire Service. By extension, sir, the Lagos State Fire Service, as of 2024, this time, Lagos State Fire Service is still struggling to get water. What is actually
when you are saying, now let me tell you something. When you are saying they are struggling, that means you do not know the dynamics of responding to emergency. Now, number one, we will pull in basic vehicle to curtail it. You get what I'm trying to say? And now it is not about water. Now what we are dealing with highly flammable substances, and what we did, we use what we call zero ganga method. And the zero ganga method is that we use excavator and the fire something, and you can see the achievements.
When will this fire finally be put out?
What you should ask is that give kudos to your emergency responders. No. Let's look at it. Give kudos to emergency responders. That's number one. Number two, realize that we are putting everything that is humanly possible to ensure that we put up the fire. And for the record, I've been managing emergency all over the world for 30 years. This is not the first time, this is not the second time, and I can assure you we are on top of the challenges. This magnitude of fire, there is no mortality, there is no morbidity, and we save life.